Hi there, welcome to the Noah Presgrove case. Today I've got a very important video to share with you. It's in regards to some never seen before party photo on the day of Noah's death, and arguably, depending what you listen to and believe in, actually just around the time of Noah's death. And it's involved with certain partygoers present at the house. Today, I want to share it with you so you get a more full understanding of what was going on at a certain time to fill out that blank spot, the grey area. From the last known one, what we really saw documented was 3:41 a.m. Monday, which was Jasmine Milan front porchway announcing Noah is missing. Big gap up until 5:15 a.m. when it came to Caden Pressy's timeline exclusively. At the time, it was trying to figure out what the hell happened in that big gap of time. Was there any photos, any videos? And supposedly, that appears to be the case. Now, today's photo, what I'm sharing with you, can link on to the Mikey Lair Snapchat post. There was some people referring to the colour of clothing and whatnot. So what I've done, I'm going to share with you the never seen before photo today, but also bring back the other Snapchat post in the correct order based off the timestamps that are shown. And I understand it might not be to everyone's satisfaction levels, but just bear with me. I'm just presenting to you what I have so you can learn a bit more and you can interpret it in different ways. Before we go any further, just want to say welcome to anyone that is watching this live premiere. Share your reactions in the live chat on the right hand side of the screen. And after watching this video, be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts, whether you believe in it or not, whether you're shocked and surprised by the timestamps and who's within them, and all the other little details in between. If you've got questions, I'll try and answer them. Furthermore, if you do want to support this channel at times of uncertainty, and if you want to support the channel and you don't want YouTube to take majority of the money you give, down below in the pinned comment is the PayPal link to me. And furthermore, big shout out to those that have done so just recently. I don't want to reveal anyone's name out of respect for privacy, but they know who they are. And as well, on the surface level, I don't know if I'll acknowledge it in this video. I think someone called Cherry or something with a green profile picture. I'll have to respond back there. Appreciate the super chat. And Popski as well. Very consistent. With that all being said, if you just simply want to catch up on recent coverage and the very important videos in recent time, including the big issue which took place yesterday, for you to learn about that and why we are where we are right now, top right corner of the screen where the eye symbol is, click up there. You get the drop down box with the full playlist and the other videos to catch up on. The order of how we'll do things today is I'm going to present to you the important Snapchat post in the correct order as they're displayed and break it down bit by bit whilst sharing with you and also focusing, locking on with the never seen before picture. With that being said, let's begin. So what you're looking at on screen, first of all, is quite familiar to most people. That is Jasmine Milan, the front porchway outside the main door of the party house. And this was at 3:41 a.m. announcing, well, Noah is missing. And as we said, based off of clothing, kind of looks greyish, got writing going across, wet-ish hair, which would be relevant to before that when Noah supposedly had a shower and Jasmine Carter Combs were both there to assist Noah if he needed it. Moving on to the next timestamp, which stood out at some point, was actually from a text conversation. Now, if this video does get taken down, just make notes, just because of who we're referring to here at least. But Jack Newton said, I went to bed a little before 1 a.m, but Noah Presgrove, he passed away around 4 a.m. But Noah walked away from the party house around 3:30 a.m. After 3:30, about 11 minutes later at 3:41 a.m, Jasmine Milan goes outside and says, well, Noah is missing. Why did Jasmine Milan go outside in the first place? Was it to look for Noah? Was it to catch some air, fresh air? Was that all it was? To take a private, separate, solo selfie? Now, I'm not saying it's suspicious, this. I'm just trying to wonder and figure out why it would be taken outside, and it specifically linking with Noah, and with it being close together from when he walked away, which was about 11 minutes earlier. And if you had the likes of Logan Jernigan, which Jack brought up in the last Parts in True Crime interview, being the person to last see Noah walk away east, but supposedly Jack was as well, and Jasmine Millan was supposedly the one at some point to say it was Avery who last saw Noah walk away. Regardless, whichever, it would be a handful individuals, one by one, seeing Noah walk away. Was Jasmine Millan intrigued, wondering what was going on? So I'll go outside, I'll look around, but don't go too far, and then just take a harmless selfie, and that was it. Nevertheless, 3:41, followed by 4 in the morning, the supposed timestamp of when Noah passed away. Some in the background say, well, Jack Newton says that because that's the time he was given by the police. Well, regardless of who has the time, more so if it was the police that passed it on, then why the hell does the autopsy report say not available? So Jack knows the time, whether he knows it first-hand experience because he was there to see it, or if he was told by other authorities, at the end of the day, it should have been passed on to the ME report, right? But yeah, 4 in the morning. So you would think that if it happened at 4 in the morning, the next timestamp should be like 4:15 or 4:10 if Jack was to come from the highway to tell people the news. But, you know, counterpoints could be that Jack didn't know the time of death at the time, but he was told later, so he couldn't do much. So little counterpoints. But if you based it off like Caden Pressey's timeline, knowing about passing away at 4 in the morning, but then only telling people at 5:15, why is there such a big gap there? Could it be explained in any shape or format? Because when we move on to this one, this is the photo you probably have never seen before. It does have an overlay, like with the other one, as you see here. This one, this is that. But we're focusing on this never seen before photo, and I will zoom in if it's easier for people. It's a bit clearer this time round, so just give me a second. Snapchat post, similar layout as we've seen before. Terrell, Oklahoma, taken September 4th, 2023 at 4:30 a.m. Does 4:30 a.m. ring any bells in regards to people's memory recollections of this case? I'm not going to know everything, but has the timestamp 4:30 being used in the past to do with other events at the place, the location? I want to know your thoughts. I don't know if there was a reference to geofencing and people going out searching for Noah, but that only came about, or that story only came about after the geofencing was announced, maybe roughly quoted by Justin Roy. Was it at 4:30 when people were looking around searching, or what? It's just, you know, when you see certain time stamps, they might be relevant to what you see on screen as for a snap, a video, but did any other events correlate at the time? Was there an overlap with external events at the party house, outside of the house, on the highway and beyond? I want to know your thoughts regarding that. The photo itself, if I just zoom out a bit, making it clearer, this is from inside of the party house. You can tell from the background, it looks like the kitchen area with the wood, the drawers, cabinets. In terms of who's on screen, I did negotiate this time. You should be familiar that when it came to this one, the faces were completely blurred out. And I thought that was a little too harsh. So I did some negotiating in the background, and it was agreed upon that this was satisfactory enough. And the reason why I did it this way is so you can actually see the facial expressions. Relevant to the timestamp, if it's all fine and correct, how does it link to the atmosphere of the party, the mood, the tone, the expressions, or expressionless? So yes, party house, check. Kitchen, dining area, check. Who are the people on camera taking the selfie? Well, on the left is Carter Combs. It is. And what I'd like to say once again, I have seen, this photo unblurred. These black markers are added on by me because of the terms and conditions, but this time round, you can actually see the facial expressions. You think of the SAS or certain military groups where a black bar classified going across somebody's eyes. I've kind of done that here in a way. But yes, I can confirm with confidence and certainty on the left is Carter Combs, at the time Jack Newton's girlfriend. On the right is Logan Jernigan. You'd be aware of who Logan is. Carter, Logan, and Avery, who lived at the party house at the time. Carter here has a glass full of ice, I think, whether there's any liquid in there or not. Facial expression-wise, fairly straight-faced with Carter. As for Logan, the way the lips are, could interpret it as like a bit of a sad face. And the reason why it's important to try and interpret this expression from the photo itself, or if it's a screenshot of a video type thing, is that if at 4:30 a.m, what were they doing? How did they feel? Well, they appear to be awake at 4:30. That's one thing. If it was true that Noah had passed away at 4 in the morning, 30 minutes later, it appears that Carter and Logan are completely unaware and oblivious to that, the event. The next prominent timestamp would be 5:15, at least from what we've heard of. But it's not like we've got a photo or screenshot like this of a certain point of view from like Caden Pressey's, if he was holding a phone up with a phone, taking a photo of a phone with a screenshot or something on screen which shows 5:15. You wouldn't be able to really replicate that because you, in the moment, upon hearing really bad news, you're not going to be thinking, right, I need to document, I need to get a screenshot of this, I need to take a photo. You're just not going to be thinking like that. Unless you had someone that was awake at the time of 5:15 on their phone and were able to document it that way. But still, it's just very interesting. 4:30 a.m. Now, this one, you'd be aware of by now, is another never seen before photo, but it has been seen now from the first video that I did, and it appears to show, well, it does with confidence. I know it's blurred out, but I have seen the uncensored one. Jasmine Milan in the back, thumbs up. Mikey Lair in the middle, fully asleep, and Logan Jernigan supposedly awake because she is holding the phone to take the selfie. And the timestamp of that was supposedly 5:27 a.m. So you can see the order of how things go about. But how you could interpret it here is that at 3:41, it's quite raw. 11 minutes after Noah walks away. I mean, that small time frame would Noah have been killed? I don't think so, in my opinion. But it's quite raw. It's not sunken in. It's just a matter of, oh, Noah's walked off, possibly. He'll come back. Time getting on. Supposedly comes 4 in the morning when Noah is actually dead. But people at the party are unaware, or at least some are, at least, at 4:30 a.m. Facial expressions, they don't seem upset. They're not crying. And to be honest, at this time, would any of them know anyway? Well, if we're basing off Caden Pressey's timeline at 4:30, I guess people wouldn't know because Caden said at 5:15, Jack storms through the door and then announces it, and that's when people get upset and cry, the girls cry, they gather in the kitchen area and stay at the house whilst the guys go out to the highway. So it's understandable the facial expressions here, right? I mean, in terms of people that could be skeptical of this photo, or more so the metadata, what would people have to gain from altering it for this, to how it appears on screen? What would be the purpose or point of altering it? Does anyone know? Those that are skeptical. Because Another factor which is very important here is people were talking about the clothing. How does it match to the person in this screenshot photo to the other one afterwards? And we can do that briefly. When we go back to this one here, where it shows Logan Jernigan in bed, you've got to understand, whose bed is this? Is it Logan's? Is it Carter's or Avery's? It's got to be someone's, at least, that lives there. And it's just interesting how Mikey Lair, a minor at the time, gets access to one of the girls' beds, but someone like Noah Presgrove, who's considered more popular, more well-known and more liked and of an adult age, didn't get to sleep in one of the beds. Now, and it's not like a popularity contest of who's allowed and who isn't. It's just interesting how, if you used to look at it from the perspective of, if this is Logan's bed and you've got Noah Presgrove, who may have got on well with Logan at the time, and certain family members said they did more than kiss and they slept on the floor close together, there might be some leniency in, yes, you can have my bed, you can share it if you want. Someone like Mikey Lair, who only came down on a Sunday onwards, who may have not been as fully known, had more VIP access? I don't know, it depends how you look at it. But the problem, as we said, with this particular snap is it conflicts, goes against Caden Pressey's, because Caden Pressey is saying at 5:21, he, Brylan, Isaac and Mikey are at the highway. And by 5:30, that's when they're about to leave because they're told to by one of the truckers. Well, a few minutes before that, at 5:27, somehow Mikey is actually at the party house. Yet Caden says Mikey was with him at the highway. That's what the conflict is. It's weird, isn't it? One person's telling the truth, the other one's saying it wrong. And you can interpret it however you want. But for those that were wondering, what about Logan, her dress code, her attire, what she was wearing earlier or later, and what did it appear in the other party photos? It might have been Jam, Sandwich, or somebody else that was inquiring. Well, if you look at Logan here, confirmed to be Logan, in the blue top, if we go from 5:27 back to 4:30 in the morning, Logan on the right there, as you can clearly see in her nose and lips, look what coloured top she's wearing. I know it's hard to see, but behind that box, the overlay, it's a blue top or a blue shirt. It's very clear and visible. I could try and sharpen the image or clear it up, but then enhancing it could impact the colour and tone, and we don't want that. We want it to be as natural as possible. Now, of course, you can say Carter's having a bluish navy coloured shirt as well. Logan definitely is in a lighter blue one. Take that in mind. Carter is like a darker navy blue. Logan on the right is a lighter coloured blue coloured shirt, which matches the one what you see here, right? In terms of Jasmine Miller, it's a bit hard to see. I said, is it a red top that she was wearing? No, it's just because of the weird colour tone or the filter that was used at the time. That's all, the lighting, the brightness. But if you look at the shirt that she's wearing roughly, there appears to be writing on it which appears to match what you see there, right? And I don't think I've got it with me right now, but remember a few days ago when I was saying how, trying to prove that this particular post was natural, that it wasn't photoshopped, even though other people claimed it was, or the odd person claimed it was. And they said, yeah, Jasmine hair has been cut out, cropped from another party photo which showed Jack resting his head on her shoulder with Noah nearby on the left and Carter on the right next to Jack. You remember that? In that photo, Jasmine, she was wearing that top, what you see on screen. So this one, Monday morning. The photo of the group photo where Jack's resting on her shoulder was probably Sunday night, if I had to guess. Still wearing the same shirt. And then as for Logan here, light blue coloured shirt at 4:30. Seen wearing it here at 5:27. So it does follow the order there. It matches up with the timeline and the timestamps. In particular, this photo itself doesn't exactly attack Caden Pressey. It doesn't question Caden. It doesn't ridicule him. It just basically shows that at 4:30, people were still awake and still doing certain activities. And to be honest, I don't want to jump in at the deep end, but I need to try and remember everything, or at least do my best. If this is truly 4:30 a.m. and you got Carter Combs on the left, and then you've got Jack Newton that states, I went to bed a little before 1 in the morning, who then later changed it to, I went to bed at 2 in the morning, with or without Carter Combs. You get where this is going. There is a bit of conflict on top of conflict here. Originally, it was 11:30. Jack said to Noah's father, Victor, that he went to sleep with Carter. Then it changed to 1 in the morning, as you see it mentioned there. And then later changing to 2 in the morning. Oh, maybe it's getting mixed up here now, whatever. Well, it doesn't matter what time. Whatever time Jack supposedly went to sleep at, the next time he woke up was around, from what he said, like 5:50 a.m. 5:50 a.m. roughly. If that was with Carter Combs, why is Carter seen awake at 4:30? Shouldn't she be asleep along with Jack? You get what I'm saying? Now, in terms of people that were asleep at 4:30, supposedly would have been Caden, Pressy, Isaac, Mikey, and Brylan. It's hard trying to remember everybody's names, right? 5:15 when Caden was woken up supposedly by Jack. I still find it weird how, and I want people to share their thoughts on this, how Caden said at 5:15 he was woken up by Jack storming on in and the bang of the door, and that was enough to wake Caden up, but Caden said he had to wake the guys up near to him. How come the other guys near to him did not wake up? If Caden was woken up by the noise and he was nearby to the door and Jack, then how come the other guys weren't who were near to Caden? I find that weird, unless the other people were in a deeper sleep or they were more drunk, so they weren't easily woken up. I guess it depends how you look at it. But you never know. Just by this standalone photo and the timestamp itself, it could ring a bell for somebody, or it could even contradict a past story, claim, statement, timestamp with another thing by the same people. I'm not going to remember everything. I might not know everything, but you may know things I don't. And if you're aware of this particular time, how does it compare to the photo, what you see on screen with Carter and Logan both awake and appearing somewhat okay? If they were upset, why would they be? Because, to be honest, some people can pull a pose and a face to look upset, but they're not really. And an example where you like lower your lips or so, I can't really describe how you would do it, but Logan displays that. But I don't think that, I wouldn't say they're upset, as in like hearing the news of Noah's death. I think hearing the news of Noah's death, I don't think they'd be taking a selfie. Do you? I know people could say, well, if Jasmine does this here to announce Noah's missing, then anything's possible. Some people may look at it that way. But in terms of the clothing, the hair, because look at that. That hair, very dark and black, shiny on top. The same kind of applies to here as well. I can't really zoom in anymore. You look at Logan, it's black, it's shiny, same person, same hairstyle. Question though, and if anyone is an expert or if Strawberry is around, you know, you're welcome to do so, Strawberry. Well, why am I saying Strawberry? I mean Sharon. Oops. When it comes to Sharon, because very experienced expert, good individual, if you want to share your thoughts in regards to how they appear, whether it be the face, the lips, the hair, because what we've got to understand is it was Jack Newton that said at a certain time, Monday morning, that people started having showers one after another. Besides Noah, the others did. One's in the side-by-side rollover and everybody else before going to bed. Well, does it look like these people are about to go to bed or have already gone to bed then woken up? Or what? Did it look tired? Did it look sleepy? Any clues or hints? The hair looks clean. Does it look brushed? Possibly. I'm no expert there. And as for this photo, hair, at 5:27. Was this taken when people were going to sleep? About to. Mikey already asleep. Jasmine maybe going to sleep. You've got to think of the sleeping arrangements and the room and the space. Was there enough? Was there not? Because it looks like you can fit 3 people into that bed, which could be considered a good thing, so people don't have to sleep on the floor. Now, if we never had Cade and Pressie's timeline, we would be looking at this photo and think not too much about it, maybe. But because, 5:15 of hearing the news of Noah's death, as Caden states, the people that show up in this photo said they don't appear sad or upset, like they're completely oblivious to what's going on. So whose timeline is correct? What Cade and Pressie states, on the surface level, we don't have any visual proof or hard evidence of the timestamps. I know it's been mentioned that the police have it, or they've got the phone data and they can confirm it, which is a positive, I know. But if you want to be awkward and very, very strict, do we have an example like what we see on screen here of here's a photo, here's the background, and here's the timestamp of when it took place, supposedly. And, other people may not be on the phone as much as one another, but if it was by some chance or miracle that Cade and Pressie somehow had a photo or a screenshot at the time and presented it in this way, that would have been good to combat the counterpoints, wouldn't it? But nevertheless, I just want to know your thoughts in general about this particular photo. Does it harm the case? Does it benefit learning in filling out the grey areas where it feels like an abyss? Does it contradict anybody else's timelines? Let me know. What we've transitioned onto now is the comment section in regards to this case onwards, from what I've uploaded yesterday, I believe. I just want to catch up, with the comment sections, acknowledge any interesting points, answer questions, and anything else in between, and we'll adjust it to the latest. We start from the bottom. You never know, some bits and bobs could link onto today's video. First of all, we've got Maria Delgado. Welcome, Maria. She says, "Hi, Warlight Raf, you're doing such a great job and I support all your videos. I give you all my views. Much appreciated." Good individual. Caleb Newton, I think, and Jack Newton are running scared. Maybe they do have something to do with Noah Presgrove's case. I want all your videos down. It's just my opinion and my thoughts. Fair enough. You are getting closer to the case, so I guess this is why they want to delete all your videos, because you are amazing. Like I said, just my opinions. So big shout out to Maria. I've not seen them before, so it was good of them to leave a comment and spend the time to do so. We look at some other responses. We've got Strawberry saying, "Oh, what an amazing comment. Lots of love." Popsky, shout out to him. This was done months ago. Yeah, it was many months ago. So it's not like a recent agenda. It was at the time of when I was actually starting off within the case. So quite early on, where maybe my videos weren't as hard hitting, maybe they weren't as triggering, and yet look how it went. So there's always that to take in mind. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Pop. What was done months ago? So, Lisa, the video that I did yesterday and this whole issue about the 3 videos up to now being removed were videos that were reported many months ago. And I was told by YouTube it's all okay. And then YouTube decided to change their mind many months afterwards. And here we are in 2025, videos removed without choice, without option, without the ability to defend or counter or make an appeal. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's very weird. Normally, when videos are reported like privacy complaints, it's within a month or less where action is taken for whoever and there is some kind of resolve. Yeah, in my situation, many months, that's not normal. It just doesn't work like that, but it did this time. What else do we have? We got Strawberry saying, "Raf, it's crazy when you're fantastic, honest and kind and have a channel you started from the ground up for you to be punished for no reason or a chance to defend yourself. Completely unacceptable." Lots of love. So appreciate that. Once again, shout out to this individual, Strawberry, in terms of their presence, like on YouTube, and you can even apply beyond. very good individual, well, arguably more so beyond a good individual. In terms of, this person's sense of humour, really good, very flexible, very in sync with people as well, always welcomes others, never causes any harm or trouble, always, or at least tries to be as positive as they can. It's all very good. At the end of the day, I can't say any. There's not enough words to describe how amazing Strawberry is. So yeah, let's move on. Popsky, what does he say? Shit comments did. You hear that? No, exactly. The Newtons are coming to kill us all. Oh no, maybe not. I've never seen anything unblurred apart from Caleb, every lady's friendly snake. Wait, what snake are we talking about? Oh boy. No, my phone's got warm in here. My face is getting warm. Luana Cook, you're exposing the truth. The scrambling for damage control. YouTube, their censorship sucks. Back you 100%. Appreciate that, Luana. Good individual. Tammy Bell, did I like all the comments? I don't know if I miss any out, so apologies about that. Tammy, I think it proves that they're guilty. I think. Who knows? We've got Elijah. Shout out to Elijah. Skippy. If someone was offended by anything that Raf posted, they should have contacted him directly. Instead, they took a passive-aggressive and very cowardly way to attack him. What's ironic is that the person is probably still watching his videos and reading all the comments. Well, coward, I say to you, bring it on. We're not abandoning Raf because you got your feelings hurt. Fair enough. Carl, this person or persons are truly evil and a-holes. YouTube is effed up too, absolutely. That's insane that they want to delete videos without responding to Raf. Honest question, what did I do wrong so I can make changes? I don't know what you have done wrong, Carl. I didn't think you did anything. Lisa, passive-aggressive and the cowardly approach, that's their MO. That's exactly how they dealt with Noah. Talk about cowards. These cowards approached Noah from behind with a bat, smashed it over his head. That's real brave, isn't it? Poor Noah never saw it coming. He didn't have a chance to defend himself. 5 guys against 1. Any more cowardly than that, and whilst he laid on the ground nearly dead, they're laughing at Noah, calling Noah a sissy for not being able to get back up to fight. Well, I'm not too aware of that as for those details. These are barbarians. They're not going to ask Raf nicely to take down videos that are offending them. One of these a-holes has a police record already. This is a habit with them. They're going to do it again. So, a little bit of a dark question. I don't know if I'll do it as a poll or not, but let's just say that if I was born and if I lived in the US and if I was within Oklahoma, very nearby as a local, or maybe near to Texas, what are the chances that if I decided to cover this case like how I have, what are the chances that I would be dead by now? You know what I'm saying? Because the closer you are to a case, like geographically speaking, the more it makes you a marked target. So with the Dylan Rounds case, how some people were stalked, their workplaces checked up on, family members in the background contacted through Facebook and all kinds of weird harassment and dodgy stuff going on. What are the chances that I would be dead right now, just like Noah Presgrove, if I have continued covering the case, but if I lived in the area? You got to take that in mind. You never know. Lisa, you called him a sissy, didn't you, Jack? Who's the sissy now hiding behind his daddy? Skippy agrees. Beth, very well stated. Absolutely correct. Safia, I agree with you, Skippy. Most likely Robbie and Brooke and their ILK, whatever that means. In my honest opinion, at least from what I'm aware of, because I might not know everyone and I might not know everyone deeply enough, but at this moment in time, I would say it's not Robbie. Nope. Robbie hasn't caused me any issues. No problems there. As for Brooke, not really had any negative run-ins with them either. And to be honest, in fairness, if anything was done by certain individuals, it just wouldn't make sense, because if certain individuals want to build some kind of rapport or connection, and then in hopes of being able to pass on valuable material in hopes of it being put out there, for someone, whoever, to screw me over, but then to also expect for things to be passed on, it just, you think, no, people wouldn't be burning bridges like that in that way, when they may hope, rely, or maybe look up to an extent of someone that could provide coverage on a particular area. I know other people out there will say, yeah, but you don't know these individuals like we do. They can be like this, they can be like that, the shapeshift. Well, maybe I'll find out with time. I mean, in fairness, I have come across dark forces within this case. Dark forces of people that appear as good individuals, okay? See, the thing is with my reality compared to most others is I can come across a range of good people, or supposedly good people who are in disguise, but I see what's underneath. And I don't mean I look underneath people's clothing, don't interpret it like that, but I can see within, okay? And at times I can see that dark side. Unfortunately, it might be a case of where I see it, no one else does, until it's too late for other people. When I come across dark forces, actual dark forces, they don't seem to cause me as much trouble. Kind of like if you was outside somewhere, you get the typical rough, hard people that kind of keep the distance. But then some random, everyday person could be more problematic. Depends how you look at it, depends. Realities differ from one another. Just for you, in my personal opinion, I feel that the reporting of videos should be removed. If there is something on a video you don't like, don't watch it. Right, so if you just simply don't like it, just don't bother watching it. Right, okay. Lisa, I wonder why. Maybe your videos had photos of Noah laying down the bloody nose. Not at all, Lisa. Honestly, I've no clue what you're referring to there, Lisa. Maybe this person was the one in the live chat that said something about Warlight Ref making a video about a photo of Noah, the side-by-side, and the nose injury. Never have done that. Never have seen the photo, never had access to it. No one's ever reached out about that, okay? And in terms of videos that were taken down, they were from months ago when they were uploaded, and it was to do with Jack, Caleb or Jack, and that was mainly up to now. Lisa, I'd back up all 200 videos somewhere, somehow on a different computer or phone. Which 3 videos were they? Well, not to be rude, but if you watched my video, I did explain it, and I showed screenshots and hard evidence and proof of the titles of the videos, okay? Towards the start of my video as well. Cats ASMR says, I've had a lot of videos removed, so my daughter left her channel, and I took over for her. She was sick of it all. Ah, yeah, I remember. During the Kenny Veach case. Dakota, welcome. You were uncovering the truth, maybe. Beth, this is how they try to silence us all. They don't want justice for Noah and just want to sweep him under the rug like they dumped him on the side of the road. Just my theory. Interesting how this language and wording coming out now, in my opinion. These are my thoughts. This is what I think as a theory. This is correct language. This is how you can express yourself or your thoughts without getting as attacked as maybe, if you used to word it differently, as a bold point. It's almost like damage limitation, but still being able to maximise the discussions in the case, which long-term leads to the case being kept alive and search terms as well. Beth, this is how they try to silence all the... Yep. Oh, did it double? I don't know. Oh, I have an idea who's behind all of this. I just want you to know you are a real piece of shit. Karma's coming for you all. So Beth is directly channeling and talking to whoever's responsible for my videos being taken down. Beth says, I'm sorry, Ref, that this has happened to you. It's truly BS. Ref, try and get the info of who this is. Appreciate that. I won't be able to because when you try and click on the video and it says it's been taken down by a third-party person, and even in the legal thing or the emails, it just does not give any names, no details whatsoever. I think if it was down to a copyright issue, an infringement, it might actually give the email or the name of the person possibly. But you know what's interesting is, because I said it in the past, and anyone else watching right now, just feel free to listen in. In the past, I said, you know, to everyone that if 20 videos of mine get taken down, the way you'll be able to find out who was the one responsible would be through, you click on the link of the video that's taken down, you get the blank screen and it says it's no longer available, it's been taken down by, insert someone's full name. That's how it was in the past for me. Way back in the past, when AI deep fake imagery was used of me elsewhere on other channels, 29 videos, managed to get it cleansed. But if you went on the odd video, it would say, this video is no longer available because it's been taken down by, insert my full name. That's what I was expecting to happen here. Not that I was expecting the videos to be taken down, but if any video was to ever be taken down, it would give the person's full legal name. And yet this time round, it said it was taken down by a third-party person. What? Third party? What does that mean? Who could that be? Sounds external. Sounds like some kind of external company, business. That's what's problematic, is it not? Moving on. Bev, someone didn't like that video, Raf. Quite possibly, yes. Go figure. Sonny, this fired me up. You, Raf, don't deserve this. It's so pathetic. Yep. One day, stand your ground and keep getting the truth. You got this, Raf. Justice for Noah. Appreciate that. Of course, along the way, I do have to think practically. Safia, sorry to hear that, Raf, but you know what kind of people have joined recently. I hope this doesn't happen to any more of your videos. You don't deserve that. So I think maybe, I don't know if Safia is referring to new people in the case and community as a whole, or more so, well-known, infamous, or notorious, or whatever you want to call it, characters and personalities that have been around for a while and are known elsewhere on Facebook that have recently descended or ascended upon my channel and the chat. If that's what Safia is referring to, I don't think there'd be a direct correlation there, just because of the fact that the videos that were taken down from my channel as of yesterday, early hours of the morning, were videos that were reported many months ago. And many months ago, you didn't have Brooke Bounds Carter on my channel. I don't even think you had Robbie, and then, you know, some others and others along the way. When I started off, it might have been more people from the Army page that were watching my videos, and people from the Army page weren't on the Sofa Sleeve page. You know, things like that. We got Gnarly. Shout out to Gnarly ASMR. If anyone's into ASMR, feel free to check their channel out for the right reasons. They say, in my opinion, your video was reported because you got too close to the truth, or direct family members of the victim wanted it removed for privacy or to show respect. Tough call. So Gnarly, it could possibly be, indirectly, if I was to interpret it, referring to the Warwicker boating accident. But this is the thing, and I will address it a bit later on because there'll be some counterpoints by people and it needs to be addressed. We got, how do you say that name? Mongoose. We got Max. Shout out to Max. I remember them in the past. Kenny Veach case some years ago. Yeah, it's cancelled technique used by some, sending the company YouTube a complaint. Then the video creator has to deal with the cancelled videos. Happened to me once when I mentioned a political view about... Okay, I contested the complaint by noting every event mentioned. Legacy Media. I was cleared. Unfortunately, Raf, you are dealing with a swimming pool of guilty sharks with this case. Good luck. Wish you the best. Appreciate that, Max. And I guess in my case, it's more sticky, the situation, because I don't even get the chance to make an appeal, which is very, very weird. We got Melissa. Welcome, Melissa. I thoroughly enjoy your daily videos. Love it that you are keeping this supported by your coverage of the case. You don't just use one side, but you share each side. I hate the bastards of putting you through this. Appreciate that. Shout out to Melissa. Good individual. We got Julie. Sounds like you were getting close. Sorry this happened to you. Shared your video. Keep covering the case. I'll try to. And thanks for sharing the video. It might help with time. We got John. Why are they false accusations and they should be sued? They believe or condone what these kids did. Warlike Ref didn't do anything against YouTube in question. Who or what they paid off, like law enforcement in Oklahoma. Okay, appreciate that. John, it's un-American. Caleb, Brooke Carter, maybe Stevie Howard. Which one do you think sold YouTube? You mean which one could have been responsible for reporting my videos? Lisa, hey Ref, which 3 videos were taken down? I probably have them in my save to watch later category. Well, you might do, but if you click on them, it'll just say the videos have been taken down. I said I don't have access to them because they've been completely taken from me. As for having backups, well, I wasn't expecting this type of stuff to happen. Take in mind that I do upload videos to TikTok, but in terms of trying to find them, you know, the organization on platforms is terrible. Finding videos, editing them is terrible. As bad as YouTube is the best platform out there in terms of video management, the studio mode, typing in keywords to find key videos and even comments from years ago. TikTok can't do that. Rumble can't do that. And as for any other platform, it's just not practical for me because it's like starting off from ground zero and it just won't have the same flow or impact or awareness. Once you've already become somewhat established and you've got the foundations down, moving away from that can be detrimental. But to answer Lisa's question, the 3 videos that were taken down was one of which to do with Caleb and Jack Newton, text conversation, morning time, on the day of Noah's death. The other video was to do with just looking at Caleb and that boating accident and then the area of Warwick Lake, how it links to the fishing trip with Jack Newton. And then the other video was simply to do with a public post and statement by Caleb, and I read it out in my video and I analysed it. So there's a pattern, a theme there for the named individuals, but in terms of the videos, the styles and the details and how it was worded, there was no violation, there was no guidelines broken, so it was absolutely ridiculous. Savia says, this is a link to a very good video on the dangers of hazing and bullying, and no, it's not just initiations into gangs and the Freemasons. Okay, at least the link was postable, that's good. At least YouTube didn't censor that this time. John, YouTube, it's against our constitution rights to say we can't speak our minds. John says, this is false. YouTube, like all other companies, are allowed to set whatever guidelines and rules that they want, especially when you're constantly agreeing to it when they update the terms of service. Also, freedom of speech only goes so far. Not all speech is protected, don't believe me. Then go ahead and start making posts or comments about wanting to... the feds will be kicking in the door within an hour or someone reporting you. Good luck using the constitutional rights. See, the problem is, though, with YouTube, they can set guidelines and they can change it with time. But at the time of when the guidelines are firmly in place and YouTube can't even follow them themselves in the moment, that's just pure incompetence, and I've seen it too often. John, as an attorney, I am going to advise you to not say that about a US president. Christie, interesting nickname for an attorney. That makes no sense at all. You think that all deadheads are what? Drug-fueled people sleeping in buses? Okay. Whatever's going on here. Interesting. Not everyone knows grateful deeds, so maybe they didn't know what. Okay, whatever. That's away from the case. YouTube is a computer, no people, because I get my comments erased and send me some about guidelines or it's owned by China. YouTube is not owned. Oh boy. Bites, teeth marks are great for retrieving DNA. Anyone trying to use bite patterns on a body as evidence is about as laughable as anyone who believes that lie detectors are accurate. Amanda, they're excellent for identifying the person whose bite mark it is as every person's teeth are unique. Spook show, you absolutely can use bite marks and match to teeth. There have been murders solved from bite marks. Even a little girl, it was her own uncle who was missing certain teeth. He also liked to bite other people. Oh boy. We got Aerocat, welcome. Whatever happened to freedom of speech in the world? The minute someone speaks their mind, it would be about, the gag you. All you can do is probably use code words and language like that. We got Tina, of course, you're getting too big, Warlike Ref. They're all getting worried. Just keep up the good work. Appreciate that. I'll try to. We've got Sharoy. I believe they're taking them down, the videos, because you're getting too close to solving the case and they don't want the guilty ones being able to know in advance what's going on behind the scenes. Fair enough. Appreciate that, Sherry. And then we'll just acknowledge the comments here because some long ones, but they need to be acknowledged. So Mel says, Raf, I can't find the link to your PayPal. And just as a heads up for anybody else that might struggle for whatever reason, if you cannot locate the PayPal link, if you scroll down to the comment section of this video that you're watching right now on screen, go to the comment section, look for the pinned message, which will be right at the top of the comment section, and it will have two sets of links. I believe the first link will be the PayPal one, and then the second link below it will be the membership to the channel. So just as a heads up. What else? Mel says, I hope others here are also supporting the channel. Please, if you are listening to Raf's channel and you are here for true justice for Noah, please consider also donating so that Warlight Raf is able to stay and cover this case. As far as I can tell, so many others have given into the intimidation, the threats, attacks, pressure, and whatever else, and they've all stopped. And, you know, people have walked away. That is true. And there, in my opinion, is nobody else that is currently covering Noah's case in an unbiased way, such as Raf is. Appreciate that. I may not always agree on some of what he covers. I am a staunch Caden Pressey supporter, so some of the investigation videos where it seemed Caden Pressey was being attacked were difficult for me to watch, for example. I understand. However, I was very grateful for Raf's in-depth investigation, and I appreciated that he presents all sides because this helps all of us to keep our minds open and to think critically and not become stuck in tunnel vision. Exactly. He provides an in-depth, unbiased, very deep dive approach to Noah's case. I would not be surprised at all if what he is uncovering is scaring those that are a part of Noah's death, and that his missing videos are a direct result of people that are playing dirty with him and filing false reports in order to shut him down. Please help support his channel so that he can continue to find and help the truth about what has happened to Noah. I don't know if anybody else is donating, but please, if you can, please do so. I have my own suspicions about who is behind the deleted videos. They're most likely the same people who have attacked and continue to attack all of us that don't agree with them. Please stay safe, Raf. Appreciate that. I'll try to. Please take all measures to back up all your content and consider alternative ways to continue to get your message out to the public in anticipation of these people being able to shut down the channel, as they seem to be able to do whatever they want to do without impunity, allegedly, in my opinion. This is not the first time I've heard of this happening. It is what happens when you're so close to the truth, and those that are guilty are going to do whatever they can to shut you down. Please never give in or give up. Prepare for this because it will only get worse. I'm sure the closer you get to the truth. Thank you for all you're doing. So, I mean, there's more to read, which I'll do so in a second, but basically, and I don't know if it'll be interpreted, no, I won't use the term, I was going to say God-like, but I don't know, people may misinterpret that. It's just, it's my wording as in a better version of saying someone's a good person. It's just my dictionary in my head, which I've made up. But first of all, shout out to Melanie for just spending the time to, you know, write up these long comments, because of course they can take quite some time to write, and how it's worded, it's done well. The structure, the language, it all makes sense. And, you know, Melanie displays strong balance as well, and a form of discipline too, because like how Mel says, she's a strong supporter of Caden Pressey, but still Mel is able to keep it together and understand and show reasoning ability. Not everybody else can do that. We have seen it elsewhere, and even in other cases where some people could be a strong supporter of someone, and then if others go against that someone, the supporters could lose their minds and have a go or snap. But Melanie doesn't do that, or at least tries not to, and it's very obvious. So that's obviously a big positive, because when you look at the community of the Noah Presgrave case holistically, and maybe more so on Facebook because it's more active over there because there's a lot of people that gather on that social media platform. It's been like, what do you call it, a bonfire at times. It's been like pretty intense, heat levels, intensity, gears grinding, and it being a mess at times, and sometimes feeling like a bit of a takeover and like, you know, the tunnel vision. But here on YouTube, where it's a little bit more concentrated and just a little bit quieter, it's a bit more under control. Even if you do have opposing people, it's not as chaotic for most part of it. So it's good what Melanie says, and key points have been mentioned by her. In terms of additional responses, we'll get to that. As for me, I do try and back up my videos on TikTok because that's the next best place for me. And it's my next established or work in progress, like channel page on TikTok. If anyone is interested, you know, to look back at possible videos that may have been deleted on YouTube, but as for elsewhere, who knows? You can check my TikTok out. The link will be on my main channel page on YouTube, as a heads up. I can't upload everything to TikTok because there is a 1 hour time limit, but still, better than nothing. You got to understand that when it came to TikTok in the past, before that, you could only upload videos that were maybe like 30 seconds long. Then they increased it to 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 30, and then 1 hour. So it's really good, that. What else do we have? Mel says, I'll try it right now. Thank you for all you do. I'm sorry this is happening. It's yet another disgusting injustice, and there are so many tied to this case it makes me sick. I pray that the people behind Noah's death are brought to justice. They're menaces on this earth, and nobody is safe with them walking free. They took away a young man that shone too bright for them, and I suspect as you find more and more success and get closer to the truth, they aren't going to be very happy with that and will do what they seem to do in situations where things are not going exactly as they would like. I'm just sorry YouTube is not more supportive of their content creators as well. See, what I would say, Mel, is that in this situation, as bad as it is whoever that tried silencing me, YouTube is just as bad, if not even worse, because of the fact that YouTube did not give me any options to defend myself this time, and that YouTube straight up lied to my face saying I did nothing wrong, I don't need to worry, I can relax and not take action. Now at the time, back then, maybe I could have taken action, but still there was no tools, there was no guidance, there was no timestamps or markers to rectify, so I couldn't have done anything anyway, even if I wanted to. And even when responding to them, that same automated response of, you've not made changes, you need to. It's just like default, stuck in a cycle. So I think YouTube definitely are much worse in this situation, but still, the intent behind whoever, whatever, reporting in the first place, just as bad, but yeah. Anyway, Mel says, hoping more and more listeners on this channel will support Warlike Raf and understand the gravity and importance of that support. Literally no other people investigating this case like you are, Raf. Unbiased and in a way that we can't even seem to get Ellie to do. And maybe they are and we just can't see them. Maybe. Anyway, sorry for the length of my comments tonight. I hope all will rally in support for Raf and donate to your channel. Thank you, Warlike Raf. So once again, appreciate that, taking the time to, you know, write up these long comments. It's okay. And at any other point in the future, if you need to write long comments, whether that be in response to me directly on YouTube or if it's just sharing your thoughts and opinions, you can do so. And hopefully YouTube does not remove them. And yeah, that's pretty much it there. Moving on. Oh, one more. Also, which ones the videos were specifically taken down? It would be very interesting to know, because then we all know which ones they're not wanting people to see. Maybe give us some clues to which ones are a little too close to the truth. So I described it before, and maybe Mel has seen it already or heard it with when I responded to Lisa, but I'll bring it up again once I've read these comments out, just to see if we can establish if there's any significance behind it. There we go. We got Sherry, the super chat. Very good of them. Appreciate that. We got Glenn. Freedom of speech is not allowed on YouTube, unfortunately. Seems to be that way. There might be ways to, get around it at times, but, more effort needed. Twinkling Twilight, so sorry, Raf, appreciate that. Robbie Taylor, I hate that this happened to Warlike Raf. It's not good. The hard work he put in on this case is just gone now. I know it seems suspicious because the 3 videos all involved Caleb and Jack. However, there are at least 25 more that have Caleb, Jack or Colton in the photo description or some combination that haven't been reported. Why would they report only 3 and not the other 25? The thing is, Robbie, I can't remember every video that had been reported in the past, but all the videos in the past, the other 20 or whatnot, I think some of us would have mentioned Jack or Caleb's name, okay? And then some other individual videos of mine which make no sense whatsoever. But anyway, it isn't logical. I really wonder if it wasn't some random person that was maybe in a Facebook comment and in 3 videos that didn't want to be out there, someone trying to pee Warlike Raf off about Jack. It doesn't make any sense, though, for the Newtons to report 3 videos of at least 28, and I only counted ones that actually have Jack in the thumbnail. He mentioned in so many more, don't give up, Raf. I'll try not to. Final responses, Popsky, Warlike Raft is crazy. I don't know, it could be a troll. F you over, it could be the Newtons. Time to go to war, full on. Oh boy, you won't get the cash for the views either, will you? No more super stickers for me. F YouTube. So I appreciate that, Popsky, good individual. As for in terms of those 3 videos out there, you won't get any more monetary stuff for the views. I'm not too focused about that, like how some people could be out there. Because people don't tend to, new viewers don't always tend to, watch my older case videos, only Kenny Veach, because that's more of a popular, longer-term case. But it's just the awareness part where that's taken away, which is unfortunate. Will they tell you who's behind this, Raf? No, they won't. They won't tell me. They will never tell you. Unless it's for a certain dispute or maybe copyright. And to be honest, it can be through privacy as well. It normally gives the person's full name, but in this case it said third party, which is very dodgy, to be honest. So it looks like we've reached the end of the comments here. So what I would like to add on, and it kind of ties in with Mel's questions if they haven't already been answered or if people are joining late. In terms of the 3 videos that were taken down, they were falsely reported many months ago, back in 2024, okay? And it's taken this long for YouTube to take action. That's what's weird. And in between, YouTube telling me I did nothing wrong and there was no cases against me when they checked my channel internally. That's weird. The fact that no names have been revealed either, but it's described as third party, is very weird. In the past, when I've heard of the reference third party, it's like, when I've come across music, copyright claims, ID claims, fake, false disputes and all that shit by companies, record labels, third-party groups, media. But in terms of this, it's weird. Now, the titles, the theme of the 3 videos that I did that were taken down in recent time. Number 1 was to do with Caleb Newton and looking at that public, officially documented, recorded news report which anyone and everyone can find online in regards to the boating accident, Waurika 2020. Caleb being the driver of the boat, with another adult 37 years old or 38, and then everybody else of a younger age ranging from the age of 5 upwards. And it was a 7-year-old girl that mysteriously fell into the water and made contact with the propeller. Okay? Described as an accident. In terms of when the police were there, Caleb's breath, the smell of alcohol. That is what I looked at. The details what I looked at were publicly documented and official pages out there. That's what I did. Then I probably went onto the Google Earth to look at Waurika Lake, the area. Whilst this accident in 2020 does not directly link to Noah Presgrove's death as other people stress, In terms of the named individuals that were present, it's unfortunate, is it not? Wrong place, wrong time, unlucky situations, out of their control possibly. That wherever someone goes, death follows. Not saying that they're responsible, it's just that it's a coincidence, an unfortunate one for that individual, and how it could possibly impact there too. But in terms of the location of Waurika, and there was even a timestamp, I'm sure, somewhere where it mentioned 5:53 in terms of when it may have happened or what happened before or after it. I'm sure I saw the term 5:53 in 2020. It was just weird because that's the same exact timestamp that's mentioned in the Noah Presgrave case in terms of 5:53 when an official call is made in by Tyler Hardy to the police about finding Noah's body on the highway, and 5:53 being that text conversation between Jack and Caleb about the fishing trip. So whilst these different events don't all link directly to the same thing or Noah's death, and there might be individual events, they pinpoint to a location, Waurika Lake. Party goers Sunday morning going to Waurika. In recent time, the Waurika city manager arrested from an investigation starting in January 2024 and reaching ahead towards the end of 2024, or a few months before that. The Waurika city manager done for indecent photos and material to do with children, younger people. Corruption. Waurika. Partygoers present there on Sunday. Breakfast. Leaving. Some returning back from what Caden said, which involved Noah, Brylan, Mikey, Isaac, Jack, and Caleb, supposedly. What did they do? Who knows? Then the fishing trip at Waurika Lake. Yeah, maybe never got the chance to go there, and maybe had nothing to do with Noah, but it's just events and timestamps that need to be documented, looked at, the locations, the possibilities, and beyond. Certain locations which people had in mind to go here or there, in relation to the death or not, could have been visited at a later point for certain reasons or unknown. You've got to look at it as a whole. When humans just simply say, nope, you can't cover this because it's not relevant to the case, it bloody well is. You got Waurika Lake, if you want to call it that. Waurika, is it a city or a town? Where people were present there at some point at the time of the party, where Noah Presgrave was present in Waurika. There are links, there are applications. If you take that away, you don't have balance. And if you approve of balance, well, then you're a hypocrite, contradicting yourself. So, all under control here, but clearly, for some strangers out there, it's not, hence why the video was taken down, because they don't want balance. And to be honest, when it came to Jan Fiorillo, that mentioned it on Facebook in regards to those events and the Waurika one and the girl's name being mentioned too, and the parents supposedly speaking out, okay? I wasn't the one directly stating that money was paid out or $100,000 here or so and, you know, oh, it was brushed off and still friends afterwards. I didn't say any of that. Other people left comments about it. Was it the OSBI? Some website where it could show it records. Well, don't have access to it because I'm not within the US. But there was a video done to do with Jan Fiorillo and a post by herself on Facebook, and the parents of that 7-year-old weren't too happy and wanted this to be taken down and that to be edited out. And whilst people can say it's insensitive, it shouldn't be talked about, it shouldn't be brought up the past because it's saddening, it's not nice, it's not good, it's publicly documented online. There are public articles, okay? If these individuals who get very hurt by it, whether it because victims, family, victims, friends, understand to an extent, and you want this taken down, you want that taken down, you want my video taken down, how come they've not reached out to all those publications and media outlets online on Google to get them shut down as well? Oh, you're picking and choosing who can report on it and who can't. Just happens that an individual here that displays more balance than most humans on this earth is the one that's targeted. Pathetic. Get a grip, okay? So there was that. The fishing trip, the links here and there, the names crossing over, the overlaps over time from 2020 to 2023. It's not that difficult. As long as executed properly, then it shouldn't be problematic. It wasn't problematic, but someone turned it into a problem because they're a problem themselves. A disease, or diseases, depending who they are and what they are and how many that are present. out there somewhere. That was one video. Second video taken down was to do with the conversation of Jack Newton and Caleb. Text conversation. You'll be seeing it on Facebook, you'll be seeing it elsewhere, you know, the screenshots, what was said at 5:50, 5:53. Oh, fishing trip, change location, we'll meet at the ramp, not at yours. Oh, bring a spare hat, bring another hat because somebody messed with mine at the party, as Jack said. It was along the lines of that. Why is it a big deal? Why is my video taken down, which covers that stuff and puts it in perspective, but post that the same thing elsewhere don't get taken down? It seems like there is an agenda directly against me. Oh, because I show balance, which others don't like, or because I go a little bit deeper and I word it and question it in ways other people don't. Interesting. And then the other video that was taken down was looking at Caleb Newton's Facebook statement on either the army page or the discussion one, where he said what he had to say from what he witnessed, what he knew of at the time, what he did, where he was, and that's it. You probably could find it still on Facebook now. And with it being from the horse's mouth and it being a public post, shouldn't be that much of a problem. In fact, if anyone of that side, that area, was having an agenda against me, they should be thanking me that I actually presented an official statement from the horse's mouth, which may have made them look more innocent or whatever. You get what I'm saying? But in terms of the balanced perspective, unless you was to interpret it that you've got a dark force or you've got someone on the light side, some stranger in the background lurking that's trying to cause a little bit of disruption, can I give you a prediction right now? I'll say it now before I forget. You know when you get divide and conquer, you get a plant sent on into a different group to infiltrate, to impersonate somebody, to plant a seed, a ticking time, boom. And then once they leave, that trap, that thing is set. And once it explodes, it causes the community, the group, the page to implode and turn on one another. Fake account, impersonation account of somebody else, paints them in a bad way, cast doubt on the true person, and then everybody else turns on them, and then it's back and forth all over the place. My possible prediction or suggestion is here. At this moment in time, things are somewhat okay, even if there are opposing people on both sides watching. But I don't know. I think, is there a small chance that you got to understand the timing? These videos taken down were reported a long time ago, right? And YouTube have only taken action now. To my knowledge, from the end of 2024, when I showed you the emails, till now, I did not receive any more new reports, new emails about those videos being reported. They were the old ones. So that's what's weird. So at the time of when the 20 plus videos were falsely reported, that was early on when I started covering the case. Who could that be? Because I wouldn't have known everyone at the time. I wouldn't have triggered as many people at the time either. So there's that. But if in between somehow someone came out, or in the future, prediction time, everybody take notes. And not the cretins in the background, but all the good people, feel free to take notes. And that is there a possibility that someone or something could channel through YouTube, falsely report my videos, certain themed ones, so that then I would look at it and think, oh, there's a pattern here, because it's Jack, it's Caleb, or it's mentioned about Carter, or it's mentioned about Brooke, or it's mentioned about this and that, Stevie Howard, that, oh, these particular videos are being reported because the ones reporting it are those said individuals or friends of the said individuals, to make you think like that, when in actual fact, it's not those people that are actually doing it. You get what I'm saying? Where the opposition may falsely report your videos in hopes that the channel owner will look at the reported videos and then just assume that it's not from that side, it's from the opposite side who's responsible, which then causes a breakdown in communication. I mean, in recent time, if the dark force, as seen by others, are present here, and there's material being exchanged, then I'm able to present it to people, stuff you've never seen before. Could other people out there get jealous or think, oh, we don't want that. We want to cause that disruption. We want to cause derailment. We want to throw people off track for the right or wrong reasons. That's not exactly balance, is it? It's causing instability and chaos. And those that want to cause chaos, is that because they're directly responsible behind the case and there is death, or they're just here for the sake of it, just to mess about? Sometimes it can come to the age range and the demographics there, like with TikTok, full of degenerates. As for YouTube, depending what topic and theme you cover, different age ranges. I think in terms of the themes and the videos that I cover, lucky enough to come across a good range of people and age ranges as well. If I cover something else like video games, it'll target people more my age, 24 and maybe younger, and there's a lot of toxicity there, okay? So yeah, maybe I'm born in the wrong generation, but in terms of the alignment with the videos and the people that watch, that seems to be fine and stable. But yeah, this video is a bit of a hybrid, but you know, I started the video off looking at those photos, the little timeline, the timestamps. You can always rewind back to the beginning if you haven't already seen them, and just, you know, leave your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with them or not? And, you know, shout out to the individuals that have commented in recent time, and of course those that have supported the channel. What I might try and do, just to make it a little bit easier so it doesn't get too confusing, in the pinned comment section where you've got the two sets of links, the channel membership link if you want to join, and then the PayPal link, I'll, you know, add a little space in between, because I think they're really close to one another, so the links might get confusing. If I space them out, it'll be just clearer for clarity. There'll be more videos to come, of course. I just got to upload them in a certain order. This video tonight or today was supposed to be for, you know, yesterday, but yesterday's video was more important for that awareness. So then I could come on in today with a clearer mind and focus. Personally, my conclusion is the photo of Carter Combs and Logan Jernigan, to my knowledge at this moment, it doesn't question or attack Caden Pressey, in my opinion, from at least what I can remember. It just looks like a general photo. But I do think it's an important one because it can complement the Snapchat post of Mikey Lair, at least for it being on the same day at least, even if you don't agree with the time. Let's say that, or a crossover between Sunday and Monday, because of the same coloured clothing as you saw, right? Facial expressions that could tell a certain story inside to it. The only issue I would say with that photo where it shows Carter and Logan awake at, 4:30 in the morning, is that the way Jack worded it in his timeline at some point or statement, that he went to sleep with Carter Combs. So what's Carter Combs doing awake at 4:30 if Jack's supposed to be asleep with her? But then again, you got to acknowledge that it has been made quite open and known, and by both sides, and even Brooke Brown's Carter and Beyond, that Carter was present for Noah when Noah needed that wash. But then again, that was closer to 2 in the morning onwards rather than the photo of 4:30. So we have a time difference there. Also, what you got to understand, the possibilities, not guaranteed, but whilst Jack may have supposedly gone to sleep with Carter, one or both could have woken up at a certain time to then continue back on with the party or hang out with people. In terms of Caden Pressey, even if people don't agree with his timeline, where people say it's not 5:15, it's 6:15, regardless, no one has questioned Caden in terms of, to my knowledge at least, of when going to sleep and then remaining asleep. Yes, woken up at certain time stamps, as we've heard, but then going back to sleep, not moving, staying where one is. Now, for just quick question, if you want to list it down below, for the people that don't believe in Caden Pressey's timeline, specifically 5:15, the delivery and news of Noah's death by the hands of Jack, best friend to Noah, if it's not 5:15 and it's more so 6:15, what does that mean for the 2:42 a.m. or no, the 2:43 a.m. timestamp of when Alicia called to announce to Caden that the cousin made it back. Is that one particular timestamp correct by Caden? Does everybody agree with it? Or does that have a knock-on effect because of the whole 5:15 being shoved later on in the day? I just want to know people's thoughts, because it's okay saying 5:15 is wrong, but what about 2:43? What about 3:24? Those particular timestamps of when Caden woke up, then when he went back to sleep, who he saw in the moment at the times of when he was awake and whatnot. And the reference to Caden mentioned about Mikey and was it Isaac switching places from what was seen at 2:43 and then what was seen at supposedly 5:15. Why did they switch places and why didn't Brylan? Things like that. I think we'll leave it there for now, but if you want to share this video to spread that awareness and more people get to see that particular photo and whatnot, feel free to hit the share button. If you want to hit the thumbs up, that would be appreciated. And that's pretty much it. My name's Warlike Raph. I'll see you next time. For now, goodbye and good night.